Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Thank you guys so much for coming out. Listen, I'm trying to do something a little different. So what I need you guys to do is go ahead and place your votes. Place your votes. You need to type in the word exactly as you see it appeared on the screen to place your votes. And what I will do is I will do a reading this evening with whichever video topic for all signs y'all pick. So it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to the people. How y'all doing? It's good to see everybody here. I see we have Lisa here. We have Miss Nolan, Asia. Hey, got a lot of good people here. So yeah, place your votes. Just another creative idea that I come up with randomly. So I thought it would be a fun way to connect with the people. As you guys know, as a tarot reader here on this channel, I'm big on really making sure that all of my readings are honestly and truly a reflection of the things you guys want to actually see and hear and get information about. So, my goal is tonight, make sure I come through with something solid. I'm also working on going ahead to release November individual sign readings. So, right now, I'm trying to chill for just a little bit because I got to do a couple of personals. I tell y'all, stay booking busy on always stay booking busy. So yeah, so understand. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I stay busy. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday. I hope you guys are having a relaxing, lazy Sunday. If it's not a lazy Sunday and it's a busy Sunday, I hope that it's still a good Sunday. I hope it's a good Sunday. All right, so we have their secret thoughts at 25%, the good stuff 25%, the next 7 days, 13%, and whatever comes out at 38%. Okay, all right. All right. So it's kind of getting neck and neck now. People are starting to catch on. People are starting to catch on. It's going to be a close one. You know, I don't do a lot of whatever comes out because when I do whatever comes out, a lot of times people don't watch those readings. People don't really watch those readings. And so, I don't do a lot of those. You'll notice on the channel, I also don't do a lot of career or money readings because people don't watch it. So I try to really, speak to love because that's the thing everybody wants to know about. And when I get most of my personal readings and video calls, can you guess which topic people want to get answers about? Their love life, of course. So, what better way to just give some general information to the people and do a lot of love? But, sometimes as a reader, I will say this. I get tired of talking about love. It's like, okay, I like to talk about love and I love to talk about, give good relationship advice, but sometimes you just want to branch out and do something a little different. So I'm hoping you guys will be open to the idea. But as you guys can see, now we're at their secret thoughts at 33%. Cassandra just popped on in this thing. Cassandra just popped up on this thing, wanting to know about love. A lot of y'all want to know about this love stuff. Look at this. And then whatever comes out at 33% as well. So yeah, I definitely enjoy that you I'm really happy that you guys are here and enjoying the day with me. There's a lot of stuff that goes into what I do every single day. And yesterday I did a webinar. I did a live interactive webinar and it was amazing. Really good feedback. And hopefully, the people that attended it or the people that couldn't attend but got the recording really got something from that experience. Because, as you guys know, tarot is a lot, it's a lot to learn. Tarot is not easy. Tarot has a lot of signs, a lot of symbols, It has a lot, intertwined with it. So I really take pride in taking the time to really educate those and helping those that really want to learn about occult knowledge, especially tarot and spirituality. And one of the things we talked about was the fact that when we're talking about tarot, it's not spell work. I think there's a misconception, or there's people who don't quite understand what it is. So I really encourage people to, understand that yes, it is taboo. It's not something that most people understand, so they jump to conclusion. But it is definitely working with and tapping into energies. Now, tapping into energy, I'm gonna tell you right now, is a lot of work. And some of us also have spiritual gifts. Some of us have spiritual gifts, meaning we were born with, having heightened senses in certain areas or certain things that we can do. Think of it as your favorite singer, your favorite dancer, your favorite artist, your favorite person that, writes your favorite books. I think we all are born with a gift. I think everybody's born with some type of talent. And I think once you find out what your gift is, and I'm talking from a spiritual aspect, how can you use that to contribute it to the world and to help other people, including even yourself? So for me, I always have had a heightened sense of picking up on energies, getting downloads, sensing things before they happen, and always just being very, very sensitive. Very, very sensitive. I never understood it. And sometimes it would really make me frustrated. But once I started doing my research and understanding spirituality and understanding, why am I here? What is it I'm called to do? And really, honing in on that based on my life experiences, based on things I've learned, based on things I enjoy and things I know that people take from what I do and say, wow, you're good at that. I can appreciate that. I begin to connect the dots and say, okay, this is what I'm here to do. So some of us have the calling to do it, right? And I think there's just certain people that don't get it and don't understand it. And they go to the conclusion, oh, it's witchcraft and spell work. But let me tell you what it is. It's really just understanding energy. Now, here's the bad part about it. I'll tell you what the bad part about tarot is. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't protect yourself, and if you do it with the intent to harm others, meaning, say, if you have a spiritual gift, clairvoyant, empath, intuitive, you're able to understand people on a deeper level, you can use that for good or for bad. So I say, why not use it to help others? And as I've learned, as you guys can see, a lot of people say, man, you're accurate, you're good, you know what you're doing. That's the reassurance. And in my webinar, I talked about, as a tarot reader, you really don't know for sure. It's just an urge, a tingle, a sensation, a download, a vision. And whatever that vision is, or that idea, you put all of those different symbols, those visions, those channel messages, those downloads, whatever you're getting, and you create some type of connection that tells a story, that answers a question, that brings about a message, whatever you're trying to accomplish in that reading. And in most cases, if you take away your personal ideas or beliefs and you just pick up on that energy, that's what tarot reading is. So it's not really out to harm anybody, it's just delivering the message. Now, I'm still going to get the haters. We all going to get haters, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to kindly block them, just like I had to block somebody just a few seconds ago. But I appreciate all of the love and support. Marionette says, you're one of the most accurate tarot readers I come to for confirmation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really enjoy helping people because, the answers are within all of us. So when I talk about tapping into your intuition, when I talk about using your spiritual gift, we all have intuition. We all have an inner voice. Think about it. If you're in a fight or flight situation, what subconsciously are you being called to do? You kind of know what you have to do. You just choose to do what you want to do, right? But you're going to feel it. Then when it comes to love situations, oh boy, y'all know about them love situations. Y'all know they broke, busted, and disgusted individuals, and y'all still be trying to hold on. You just hold on by a thread. And you like, Lord, give me strength. I can't stand this fool. I can't stand this girl, but I'ma hold on. And then years pass by, they don't change. You get broken down more and more. But there's something in you. There's that inner voice always. Some people call it God. Some people call it your intuition. But there's something there. Some people say it's your gut instinct. But you know what you have to do. Do you want to do it? Most people would say, no, I don't want to. So I'm just not gonna. And this is from a spiritual talk when they say you have to be obedient to the Lord. You got to be obedient to God, or in spirituality, you got to be obedient to the intuition. Listen to your intuition. It's all the same idea. What is it? What are you being called to do? And are you going to listen to it, or do you have to learn the spiritual lesson? You see how it all just flows? So it doesn't matter which walk of life that you go through, there's always those moments where you're being told what you have to do. It's just a matter of, do I want to do it? So when I'm having this conversation about tarot and all that stuff, and people that are interested in it, shameless plug, if you want to go ahead and check out my tarot reading course, I'm going to drop it into the chat. I'm a teacher by trade, by the way. I have my bachelor's degree in communication broadcasting. That's my YouTube channel. I have my master's degree in teacher leadership, and I have an education specialist degree in school administration. So your girl is very intellectual, all right? And I'm an Aquarius, so you already know how that goes. But I am a teacher by heart. So I spent a lot of time creating this course, a lot of time. And in this course, if you click on that link right there, you'll get 1 year unlimited access to the course with videos, with additional resources, including a step-by-step guide. When you were in class, y'all remember back in the day when you were in school and your teacher gave you a workbook to work through as you were in school? Yeah, I created one. Yep, I created one to go with my course. You also get journal prompts to help you navigate how to start your readings on yourself. You get a planner, an organizer. You get each individual card comes with reflective questioning in that workbook. So that workbook is valuable. It took me a while to create, y'all. When I tell y'all, woo, baby, it took me some time. Your girl was stressed. But I don't give you guys crappy stuff. I don't produce crappy stuff. So I really took the time because as a business, but also as somebody who's passionate about education and teaching, I want to make sure you guys get a comprehensive walkthrough, step by step understanding, not only for yourself to have the knowledge, but also an opportunity for you to be able to know the cards through and through. Now, that's only a part of it. That's only a part of it because in the course, we don't just talk about the major arcana, the minor arcana, the fool's journey. I don't just also include practical exercises for you to utilize with each of the cards. Oh, no. We don't just go through the suits and all that everyday okey doke stuff that other people do when they're doing their, tarot reading courses. I go deeper. The girl goes deep. What I do is I teach you with a video tutorial on how to create your altar, how to connect with the divine, how to stay protected, because you got to stay prayed up. You got to stay prayed up out here, y'all. Got to stay prayed up. How to keep your energy grounded and stable, because this is spiritual work. Let me tell you, spiritual work is a lot of work. So you got to know what you're doing. And some people don't understand it, which is why I don't recommend people that want to do like spell work and all that. A lot of that stuff, people don't know what they're doing, and they end up putting that stuff back on them. So whatever you put out in the world, you get back. It's called karma. And what's the golden rule say? Treat others how you want to be treated. So you put out good energy and positivity, you get it back. So when you put out all that good energy, you're taking a part of yourself, your time, your effort, and energy. You know me, I spend hours a day, y'all. And see, what y'all don't know is I also teach during the day. I'm also a single mom. All right. And I also do a couple of other side hustles. So your girl is exhausted. Okay. Your girl's exhausted. That's why I'm sitting on the couch right now with my laptop and laptops on my lap, looking at y'all with my dog laying next to me. We having a lazy Sunday until I get up and start doing these personal readings, y'all. Y'all gonna motivate me to get up. But let me get back on task, y'all. Y'all know how I do. So not only does this course include all of that great stuff, it also talks about how to ask questions properly. Because, when you're doing tarot readings, you don't realize that there's a certain way. There is a certain way that you're supposed to do it to get the accuracy. That's why I'm so accurate, because as a self-taught tarot reader, I've spent a lot of time, years, learning this stuff. Learning how to conduct the readings, learning how to create my business, learning how to produce the channel, and also not only that, but how to protect myself. All of that is super important. And we go through that in the course. We also lay it on out there. What are some very typical, good beginner, common spreads that you can use? Because tarot is not just learning the cards, it's also how you lay the cards on the table. And each positioning of the card has a specific meaning and purpose. And you combine that with your thoughts, your downloads. Sometimes, if you're a clairvoyant, you may get certain types of feelings or visions. So you're basically taking every little bit of all the information that's been presented to you. And that's why tarot is a divination tool. It's a tool to be able to help you get the clear messages. That's pretty much what it is. And so we talk about how to properly use that tool, how to connect with your deck. I talked to you about how to cleanse the space, how to make a sacred space, all of that. I also go over the ethical conditions surrounding being a tarot reader because for some of you, you want to actually begin a tarot reading channel. Or some of you guys that watch me, I actually get tarot readers that watch me, which is really, really cool. So if you want to start a tarot reading channel, and I'm really thinking about doing a video on this, but it'll probably be further down the line because y'all keep me booked and busy these days. So I don't know if I'm doing extra projects. I still owe you guys the divine masculine and divine feminine energy series. I'm gonna get to it, y'all. I'm gonna get to it. I'm still brainstorming. As an Aquarius, y'all know I got to get it in my mind first. I got to have a vision in my mind before I execute a whole series because it got to be top tier. So y'all bear with me. Do y'all still want to hear that? Do y'all still want to see the divine masculine, divine feminine series to tap into it, what it is, what to look for, the red flags if you're dating, like say if you're a divine feminine, what is the divine masculine supposed to be like? I'm going to do it from that angle, breaking it down, understanding it and how to attract the opposite. Yes. Mitzi says yes. Y'all, big shout out to Frankie, man. Frankie was the one that came up with the idea. And I was like, you know what, Frankie, that's dope. I think that would be a good idea because I do love readings already. I really do. And what I've noticed is a lot of us are tapped into the wrong space. So, for example, if we don't understand what a divine feminine is, that we're exuding masculine energy as a woman. And that's repelling a real masculine divine man, because the opposites attract. Think about it. Think of what I'm saying. So if you're exuding divine masculine energy, you're actually going to be attracting a, a feminine or a soft or a princess dude. You're gonna be in control of the relationship, and the dude gonna want you to take care of them. How many of y'all guilty of that? Because you just exude a lot of masculine energy, meaning you're very action oriented, you're a go-getter, you handle your business, you may be a leader in your business or your company. You got it going on, you can handle your own, strong independent woman and all that. That's great in the workspace, that's great as an individual, but that is problematic for a lot of those women in love. This is why they end up attracting what I call the build-a-bears, are the grown boys, the man that need to be taken care of. And see, what happens is it breaks you down as a woman. It breaks you down and you get frustrated. You're like, why isn't this man being a man? Because you being a man in a relationship. You taking care of the house, you paying the bills, and this man is not exuding masculine energy. So you gotta tap into that feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? You gotta get more soft. You gotta be in your soft feminine era. You gotta turn that go-getter attitude down just a few notches. Now listen, I could talk about it because I am that. Miss Nolan know. And by the way, Miss Nolan knows me personally. I'm a go-getter. I've always been all my life. I've been raised by very strong, powerful, independent women where, I didn't have to depend on a man for nothing. Just don't have to depend on a man for nothing. But the thing about it is, at some point, a woman, a real woman, a powerful woman, a strong woman, is going to want a man. So if that's you, you have to really train yourself to be soft and let a real man come in and take care of you. How many of y'all listen? How many of y'all are in that space where you in a dating situation and you just can't accept a man to spin on you, take care of you, do for you? It just feels awkward and weird. It feels awkward and weird. You're like, wait a second. Nah, that's crazy. No, 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 no. But see, you're taking away this man's masculine moment. Let him lead, let him provide, let him protect. Come on now, it's in the word. So I'm gonna dive deep into all that. And you know me, I'm gonna give it to y'all raw and real. And I'm gonna be calling folks out indirectly because I don't know you guys personally like that, but I will be definitely breaking it down in a way to make it a bit easier for you to comprehend and understand on a deeper level. as to why it's so important to really pay attention to how you're showing up in the world if you're trying to attract a strong masculine partner. And vice versa. I'm gonna holler at the fellas too, because some of the men out there really needs to know about, okay, I'm a provider, I'm a protector, you know, at least I think I am. And then when I start breaking it down, what a provider and a protector and a divine masculine is, some of the men be like, oh yeah, I do kind of come across a little soft. I do come across a little soft. I do be finding these women that be taking care of me. Hold on a second, wait. Okay, well, you and your Princess Sarah then. We're gonna have to work on that, my guy. We're gonna have to work on that. And so, yeah, check it out. But yeah, I just dropped the link. I'm gonna drop it one more time. If you're interested in learning about my tarot, you see I'm all over the place, y'all. It's an Aquarius mind. Just go with it. If you guys want to really look into my tarot reading course, if you click on that link, I give you guys a breakdown of all the modules and all of the resources and things that are included in the course. It's currently on sale. It's a great investment because think about this. If you are really serious about tarot, imagine how you can transform that investment into creating a business. Some of you guys can actually launch a channel, start there, and then, of course, you know, that's how you find your tribe, your people that's into it, and expand your brand. But everybody ain't ready, and I understand that. So that's there for the people who are ready for it. And if you did attend my course, I have a few students that are probably here now. If you guys can kindly leave some reviews on my website, I would appreciate it. I've already gotten a couple of emails from my students about how much it's helped transform their tarot reading experience, and I really appreciate it. But it's almost like my people that visit my website don't know this until they see the reviews, because y'all love to look at a review. Y'all know y'all to love to look at a review. Y'all be all on the website like, oh, let's see what other folks saying first before I spend my coin. Mika is not about to have me mess up and spend all this money. And this is a whole scam. Mika's not about to have me spend my money. It's a whole scam. No, I'm not scamming y'all. It's really a legit course. And it's a little old, I have my little wig on. I was a little pudgy, I done lost a little weight. I'm looking a little finer these days, but it's me. It's me. CJ Brooks says, do you read for yourself? That's a great question. And, I've answered it before. And the answer is, when I first started learning how to do tarot, that's all I did. That's all I did. And if you book my tarot reading course at MigaDivineSpiritualGuidance.com, that'll be the first thing I recommend my students to do, is read for yourself. Because reading for yourself is probably one of the more easier things to do, sort of. And I say sort of because you have to take your opinion out of it. But it can kind of give you the confirmations you need to know if you're doing something right or wrong. So if you are a beginner tarot reader, my first advice is get you a deck. This is what I recommend, the Rider-Waite deck, which is the original tarot deck that you see most of the time, most tarot readers use. Do not get one of them fancy decks with all the cool signs and symbols on it and stuff. Those modern decks don't get that. Get the original and memorize the original Rider-Waite deck. Now, if you really want to get like a super beginner level deck, I recommend you get the ones that have the little cheat sheet on it, where it has the uprights and the reversals cheat sheet on the card, and it'll have maybe the zodiac signs and all that stuff on the side. It'll have like second deacon, whatever on it, Aries, second deacon, third deacon, Taurus, or whatever on it. Check it out. Check it out on Amazon. They have different colors, different types, but Rider-Waite is going to be the way. But to answer your question, is in the beginning, that's where I started. I started off first by reading for myself, and then I would write it down. And this is why I have a journal with my course. I would write it down, and then I would reflect whenever I feel like, if I feel like that reading actually makes sense. And the thing about tarot, you hear tarot readers say this: time is fluid. So it could resonate for your past, your present, or your future. You hear that all the time. And so writing it down is essential, or you can document it by recording yourself. So meaning you can kind of like go on your phone and record yourself reading. I highly recommend you do that if you're actually planning to do YouTube or plan to read for clients at some point. Get comfortable doing that and seeing yourself so you can kind of see and hear how you sound, which I hate hearing myself. I think I sound really bad, but y'all say, "Oh, Mika, you have such a warm and a comforting voice." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, thanks." I guess. All right. All right. But keep in mind my educational background. I have a bachelor's degree in broadcasting. So I can give you my broadcasting voice and I can sound very, very, very nice. But we cringe when we hear our own voice. So you're not listening for the voice more so than listening for cadence, which is like breaks, and the flow of how you're telling the story and the inflection of your voice. And what you're saying, does it make sense? So you can journal that way. You could do like a video vlog journal for yourself, or you can write it down in a journal, whatever, and then reflect back and say, wait, did my prediction come true? Was it not true? All of that. Now, the reason why I kind of stopped reading for myself is because y'all keep me booked and busy. Y'all keep me booked and busy. So by the time I'm done doing all these readings every single night with y'all and doing all these personal readings, plus going to work in the daytime, plus being a mom, plus taking care of Duchess, my dog, and trying to halfway look cute for y'all on screen since y'all want to see me every night, your girl's tired. Your girl's tired. Your girl is tired. So every now and then I will. The answer is every now and then. When I say every now and then, I'm talking about it'll be months out, months at a time, a pot pass by CJ before I actually do a reading on myself. Now, one thing I don't do is I don't spy on other people. So, like, for example, say CJ, I'm like, ooh, I want to know what CJ up to these days. I'm not going to pull out my deck and just start spying on CJ. I'm not going to do that. Now, the only time I do a reading on somebody else is if I have permission. Because again, that's like bad karma, to go into somebody's, spiritual, personal space. It's like an invasion of privacy thing. So because I really didn't have permission as a beginning tarot reader, I was actually just doing it for myself. And then with permission with a few friends, I started practicing with them. And when I started practicing with them, they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're so good, girl. How you know that?" Like they start freaking me out. I say, "Wait a second, what?" That's crazy. And so I was really hyped. I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got this tarot thing. Yeah, yeah." I got excited. And then I was like, "Okay, all right." So what you guys don't know is about a year ago, I had surgery on my neck. This is like right before I started my channel. And I was stuck at the house. And I was like, I always really thought about starting my channel. I'm a big fan of tarot. I used to watch tarot nonstop all day long, every day. I'm in my car listening to tarot. I'm going to bed listening to tarot. And I'm doing it for two reasons. One, to get messages about my crappy love life, but also to learn about the cards and spreads. And we all have our favorite tarot readers, which I hope I'm yours. CJ, I hope I'm yours. But we all have our favorite tarot readers. And so what I would do is I would learn from the best. I would learn from the best. Now, I'm not going to say who my favorite are because I want to keep my subscribers. It's a dog eat dog world. But I'll tell you one of the people that really had me cracking up. Tyler, y'all know Tyler. Everybody know Tyler. Tyler's tarot. So I'm actually going to his house in January. So I actually made the cut. He only invited 6 people. Only 6 people to his house. And so I'm one of his VIP guests, y'all. I'm so excited to meet Tyler. But he's one of the people on the list. But I think everybody likes Tyler, even though Tyler be talking a lot of stuff, man. Tyler, he's good. But he's Tyler's a whole different kind of reader. You know what I'm saying? He's a whole different kind of reader. He just he on a whole nother he's on a whole nother a whole nother level. You know, it's like you love it's like he said, it's like trashy TV. You just can't stop listening or watching it because it is so funny. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go see Tyler. I am. I'm gonna go see Tyler in January. I'm on his list. I'm on his list. So of course, when I go see Tyler, y'all, you know how he got it set up where we can't bring our phones and all, he gonna be all crazy with it. But you know what I'm going to do? The video that he's going to have where he's going to do a reading with us there at his house, at his mansion. I'm gonna definitely snag it. Tyler don't know yet. I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna say, Tyler, um, I'm gonna snag your video and I'm gonna show it my subscribers. And I say it'll be free marketing for you. But I gotta show my people that I was at your house because I know I'm gonna have a lot of naysayers that won't believe me that I was at Tyler's new mansion. And you know how Tyler is. He be like, okay, all right. So yeah, he's doing this little all-nighter in January, and I'm going to that. But back, here goes my random thoughts. So back to what I was saying, CJ. Every now and then I'll do a reading on myself, but I try not to tap into other people, but I get inspiration from others. And I listen to readings from other people too. And that's kind of like my readings too. That's like my readings too. The trash TV, listen to other stuff, and then that's also like another way that I kind of learn as well how to improve my skill and my craft. So if you're a person that's learning tarot or interested in tarot, I recommend finding a good handful of tarot readers that you actually feel connected to or drawn to and learn from them. Learn from them what makes them successful, and any content creator on any platform. You got Mr. Beats, what was it, Mr. Beast or whatever his name is. You got the rest of these other folks out here who are like major players in the influencer space. They'll tell you all day long, if you really want to do well on a social media platform as an influencer, you learn from the best. And so that's what I did. Who is one of the top tarot readers? Y'all know Tyler is one of the top tarot readers. Now, I don't do Tyler. I'm not Tyler. I'm not going to do all of that cussing and cussing people. I ain't got the energy. It's going to wear me out. Even though I'm an Aries moon and I'll be ready to pop off on folks, it's just not worth it because that's not my brand. My brand is really about healing people and helping people. I'm an Aquarius, so I will get sarcastic sometime, but I'm really just about being more serious. You know what I'm saying? Because I want people to trust me and know that I'm really here to do, the right type of thing and not really just kind of like be a bash fest and stuff. But I like it. I love his style. He just uses a different style. And you'll notice every tarot reader has their own style. Some are super like monotone with it. Some are like real ghetto with it. Y'all know the ghetto readers, and I'm just like, I have to cut them off because they get on my nerves. Yeah. Miss Hawaii. Okay. All right. I'm not even going to say because I don't want to bash no other tarot readers, but y'all get what I'm saying. Everybody got their own style. And some of the readers, they style ain't for me. I'm just going to say that because I respect everybody's hustle and I respect everybody's, ability to influence and get people to follow behind them, you know? So the way that people deliver it, it's either for you or it's not for you. But me as a supporter of this niche, I would never knock another reader just because I don't like it. I would never, talk bad about them. But there are some that I just don't watch. Yeah. Tarot Time with Donna. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Kennedy says you're a perfect balance. Yeah, I try to be a perfect balance. I'll go in there and say something because that's just my personality. And that's another thing. As a reader, you have to be true to yourself. Because think about it. Like, say if you make this your business. Oh, I love Wendy. I'm a big fan of her. Wendy is great. Now, Wendy's, Wendy, the one that does it at her table. Wendy is the one that had the recent scams. Like, I'm really big on her. She's really, really good. I really like her. I think she's really dope. She's like one of the underrated ones, but I feel like she's really super accurate. Yep. Aw, Janae says, yes, you're like my top fave here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I try to just, be chill with it. I try to be serious but chill because this is a serious matter. When you're talking about people's love life, like, even when I was going through what I was going through in my love situation and watching tarot, I've learned that despite what I'm going through, I still have to make my own decisions at the end of the day. So I always tell my clients and my viewers, anytime you watch tarot, have an open mind. Have an open mind and know that it is just the energy coming through. But at the end of the day, no matter if it's the truth or if it's not your story, it still is a lot that you can learn from these experiences others are facing. And that's what I love about it because as an Aquarius nerd, I love to learn and I love to deepen my knowledge on what's going on in the world, and what people are going through, because you can learn a lot from each other. And that's why I've created a very safe space for people to be able to be support for others, because everybody's going through different things. And just because you're going through a difficult time doesn't mean it's the end of the world. There's somebody else that may be going through something similar or have went through something, and they can provide some type of support or advice and things of that nature. And even my life, I've been through a lot and I've learned a lot. And that's why I love to be able to use this platform to help so many people. So not only do I do the reading, I give the advice, but of course, you have your own, life to live, your own free will. So I really hope that people understand that. That's the space I'm coming from. And with tarot reading, it's definitely going to be something that if you're a watcher or if you are learning tarot, it's a lot to learn. It's a lot to it. And there's a lot with occult knowledge. I recommend if you learn tarot and you plan to do it professionally, that you strengthen your occult knowledge as well. Because, of course, you're going to have the naysayers and people that don't understand it. And you need to understand what you're doing. Never get into something you don't understand. But it's not devil's work. It's just the part, like as a Christian, because I grew up in a Christian church and grew Christian family, big on that. What makes it bad for Christians is the divination tool. They say that's not good, the divination tool. But I feel like, yeah, that may be true, but I feel like I'm doing the work of the Lord because I'm helping people and I'm giving people some advice and support, just like a counselor would help someone. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using a tool to kind of give them the advice or the supports. But not everybody understands that. And my gift too. What I actually know and the gift that's coming through. Yeah. So it's hard for people to understand, but it's okay. I still go to church, y'all. I still praise the Lord. I got scripture in my house posted up. I still listen to my gospel and all of that. You know, I still have a very strong foundation in faith. I still live, a Christian based life by moral code and treating people right and treat my body as a temple and, just try to be good to mankind and all that because we all know that karma is real. And so I just want good things to happen for me in my life. And I've been blessed. I've been blessed. I've been through a lot, but I just look at all those experiences as spiritual lessons. And it was just saying, in that season, I was a lost soul. I didn't know some things. And so now that I understand things on a deeper level spiritually, I've been able to become a more powerful woman and a more clear and focused woman and very intentional with my life. Every single day is intentional. It's not just waking up and just going with the flow. It's very intentional because guess what? Time is so, so valuable and it's something that we can't get back. So I have to live every single day, every single moment intentional. And what better way intentionally than to help heal the collective and help heal people and support people and leave your mark on the world in a positive way. You just never know who you're going to help and transform. So I love that. I love being able to be in a space um, and a platform like this to do that to help so many people. CJ says, I don't tell anyone that I follow tarot or pull cards because they are really suck in certain time frames. You know, that's another thing. Like a lot of people will not understand. Um, so you have to be mindful of that. I will agree with you on the tarot thing. I don't open up to everybody. I have family that watch me, and it's taken some time for them to know that I read tarot, and all of my relatives don't know, but they're gradually starting to know this. And even now, I still have friends and people that I don't tell because I already know where their mind is and how they believe it, and I know that um, they won't understand it, and that's okay. That's all right. It's not for everybody to understand, right? And so, again, if you're doing the work of helping people and supporting people, and you feel like this is a passion of yours, and you're not harming anybody or yourself, then it's okay. You just have to understand that everybody's not going to support it. And I say, look at it like this: when you get that job promotion, when you buy that big fancy house, that nice car, you get that fine husband of yours, you're always going to have haters, y'all, everywhere you go. It don't matter what you're doing. You can be thriving, doing great and have haters, or you can be doing really bad and having haters. There's always going to be somebody that's going to judge you. And so what you have to do is you have to repel all the noise and really just focus on your cheerleaders and the people that support you. And that's so important in love and relationships as well. So when you're finding yourself dating people, you need to find your cheerleaders, you know? Yeah. Melissa says, being a tarot reader as well, I agree, Mika. I'm a Christian as well, and I believe my clairvoyant gift comes from him as well. Thank you for sharing your beautiful gift. That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't get it. Like, I was born to be able to, like, I feel like God blessed me the ability to do this thing that everybody else can't do. And I can use it to help and impact so many people. And kind of when I explain it to relatives and to friends and people that really don't understand what it is I do, then they start kind of like being a little bit more open-minded about it because they see it as okay, but they go straight to y'all know it is about the divination tool. Well, that's a sin. Well, yeah, okay, I get that, but look at the deeper purpose of what I'm doing, right? And the reason why is because it's a sin is because you're tapping into another realm, another spiritual realm. And as Christians, when you start tapping into energies, into other realms, um, now you're opening up portals or other things that people kind of perceive as maybe possibly satanic or witchcraft or whatever they want to call it. And I'll say this, that's the point of protecting yourself. That's the point of protecting yourself. And that's the point of using Palo Santo and sage and all of that. Now all of that, people will say that's witchcraft. Not really, because guess what? Everybody has different traditions and rituals that they do. I mean, when you pray as a Christian, that is a ritual. The book of Psalms, if you're actually into witchcraft, the book of Psalms is a book of spells. And people don't know that because when you speak those things, you're actually doing spell work. When you're doing prayer, that's like a spell. We just call it different things. We call it prayer instead of spells, but it's the same thing. But I can get into that could be a whole deeper conversation, but it kind of upsets me, Melissa, to be honest, because people say a lot of things they don't understand or they don't try to understand it and they don't see it from a being of the light and you trying to do something to heal and help a lot of people. And I just tell people, listen, if you want to check out my channel, here it is. Melissa, and I give my channel and they can see what I'm doing and they can see all of you beautiful people and your comments and things you guys say and realize that, okay, I can see, Mika's actually out here trying to do positive things and help a lot of people. Yep. Which is cool. CJ says, I think the scribes knew how powerful psychics can be, and that's how they connected to witchcraft. Okay. I mean, probably. It's just an entity of like what witches and warlocks and people like that use. They do that because that kind of gives them more information. You know, But like I say, I mean, you get to the book of Psalms, and some witches will use the Bible and use the book of Psalms for spells. You see what I'm saying? So it gets a hard, I mean, I can go deep. I can really go deep, but time's running out, so I ain't got time for that whole conversation. But it's just really how you live your life. You know what I'm saying? At the bottom, at the end of the day, when you're out here and you're trying to do anything to cause harm to yourself or other people, that's problematic. But if you're doing things that's of, helping and healing, helping, healing and helping other people, y'all, I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. Helping and healing other. Thank you, Melissa, for the $2. I appreciate it, love. Thank you so much. When you're doing that kind of stuff, you're actually, putting good energy out, and all that's going to come back to you tenfold, because that's the work of the Lord, give, serve, help, heal. That's what it is. But you got to know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you're working with spirituality and stuff, you got to be careful. Yep. Yeah, of course. Divine timing, of course, they're all going to call you that. They're all going to call you a witch when you have cards, stones, all that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. You have to be just mindful of, how people perceive it, and then just repel the noise because deep down, God knows, the universe knows, whatever your belief is. I use it all because I believe in it all. I believe in the universe. I believe in God, Jesus, and my Lord and Savior. I believe in all that. But at the end of the day, everybody has their right to believe what they want to believe, but just get out of my face with all the foolery. I don't want to hear all that. When they start coming to me, I don't want to hear all that. And when they come on my channel, block. I don't even give them no attention. I don't be popping off or nothing. Block. That's what they get. A block. Poor Lisa, poor T Rose, poor DP, Keita, and all my mods, man, they be going through hell nowadays because I'm doing vertical lives and all these little trolls be coming on in the live. Oh man, I be busy too. I be trying to block them too. It's crazy, but it's all good. So it looks like we're about to wrap up. We got less than a minute left, guys. I just thought it would be super fun to do this poll thing with you guys and just have a little chit chat with you guys to get my day started because I got to do these personal readings, y'all. And then once I get done with the personal readings, I'll get my life. I put some makeup on. I put a little heat on my hair and look like somebody. And then I'll come on live and do some readings with you guys in a little bit. But thank you guys so much for coming out and enjoying your time with me. And for some of y'all hanging out with me for the evening, big shout out to my girl, Melissa, for the $2 donation today. Thank you, love. I really, really appreciate it. Miss Nolan says people receive things differently.